It's time to knock some things off your bucket list. First up, travel the world. If you've always wanted to visit Hong Kong or vacation in the Swiss Alps and wondered what it was like, well, Jeanette, Evette, and Tina got the scoop for you. These jet-setting divas are always at some fun and exotic place experiencing the best of what life has to offer. And each week, they'll tell you all about it. These ladies are always high-flying loads of fun.
Hey, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas. Hey, ladies, what's going on in the world of travel?
There's a lot of things going on. What have you seen, Jeanette?
So one thing that I saw was that we know our home base is in Minneapolis, and Spirit is no longer there. So for our Minneapolis listeners, you won't be able to catch Spirit anymore. You know, we fly Spirit a lot for those discounted flights, but I think you all are out of luck from now on.
And they're pulling out of a lot of different markets, which is interesting. And not only are they, but I even seen, and I don't remember the name right offhand, but there are some new airlines from other countries that are starting to fly international and come into the U.S. that I'd never heard of. So though they may be leaving, you know, maybe somebody is taking their spot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know.
I also saw that Minneapolis got I don't know if you all saw this award. They were awarded like one of the best one of the best airports to go to, as far as friendliness, and you know, they were just voted one of the best airports. Wow. So I'm not
I don't know. I never heard that, but I can believe it. It's actually a pretty nice airport, you know. So go figure. What were you saying, Evette?
Well, you know, the main the airline that's in Minneapolis is going to be Delta. So Spirit may not be getting a whole lot of flights, but you know, Spirit, we already know Spirit is not doing so well financially, and they furloughed over 1,800 flight attendants that are no longer going to be with the company, I believe, as of December. Wow. So we don't know how long Spirit is actually going to be here. You know, they may be disappearing. We don't know. But there's something every day, you know, about them. So we just pray for those people, you know, in their jobs, and they can find some other opportunities, you know, somewhere else. Yeah.
But whatever happened, because that merger must not have really gone through.
Yeah. They were supposed to merge with, I don't know. At one time I heard Frontier. One time I heard JetBlue. There's been just a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk, but I just don't, you know, nothing was ever done. So I don't know. Maybe they should have did this. You know, I don't know what happened.
But I think they tried to.
But you remember, Spirit grew really fast. It's like all of a sudden we didn't know who Spirit was. Then we heard all these stories about, you know, you got to pay to get in the bathroom and pay for a seat, pay for the overhead. You remember they said they was collecting for everything. You had to pay to walk on the jet bridge, all this crazy stuff. And then they just grew really, really fast. And then they created this concept where you could just walk up to the counter and buy your tickets. And then, of course, in a whole new dynamic and demographic of people. And they probably wasn't always, they not the usual travelers. So
okay, so a part of what has happened with Spirit is like reputation, I believe, because they've been talked about so bad. And I don't know. Have people stopped flying Spirit? Because every time that I've gotten on Spirit, it's always been like a full flight. So I don't even know, where's this money going to?
We haven't been. I haven't flown Spirit, I don't think, this year. So I mean, I can say personally myself, we haven't been on Spirit this year.
Maybe about a year or two. I don't know, but.
And you know, Tina, we used to go to the airport and stand there. Remember, I failed the last time. One of the time I went up there to try to get
of course you're gonna remember
flight.
That.
She failed.
Yes, I was running in there to try to get a discount and failed. But we haven't been up there lately.
But you know what? I think it has been a year, because I have been flying American more, and then now United. So I probably haven't flown Spirit in about a year.
I haven't.
I think sometime around this time last year. But you know, think about, I mean, their tickets was like dirt cheap. You know, we
They
paying,
was so are they going out because they just wasn't charging enough money for their tickets,
but
possibly?
they
Now that's possible. That is now good because I remember Tina, you saying a lot of times you were getting $20 and $30
I was
flights. So maybe
$15
that put
ticket.
them out of business.
I got a $15 ticket. I think even one time I got an $11 ticket. I think when me and you,
Okay,
Jeanette,
okay, so you helped put them out of business because
yeah. But
They should have charged more money for that.
but a lot of people, the bags they wear, you know, the bag charges.
They make money off
Mhm.
of that.
Everybody was like, you rolling up there with with your carry on, and they was like, you ain't pay for that, and then you paying $99 at the gate, and then you know, or because you know you ain't gonna go on your trip, or and their check bags were high. You know, remember their check bags was
Hmm.
like $50, $60.
Yeah, yep,
So
yep.
they need money
The
somewhere.
people got smart and they were carrying like we were, they were carrying backpacks. So they weren't able to make as much money. And then, you know, we would go and we would fit our backpack into to make sure it was fine before we got on the flight. So I think they probably did lose a lot of money because they weren't able to get as much money
Yeah,
out of people. And then there was something too last year where they weren't able to do that as much anymore.
Oh
yeah,
well, yeah. They went to Congress. They yeah.
Yeah.
They was talking about that. They couldn't try to charge people for that bag
Hmm.
anymore. So that possibly could have hurt them also. I haven't done any research. I've been busy. I don't know specifically, but I just hope that they are able to bounce back. They are in
Me too.
bankruptcy, right now.
Mm.
So
you know, right
either
now.
somebody gonna buy them out or they gonna completely just go out of business.
Yeah, but they are
Mm.
in Dallas, and I know people who getting ready tomorrow and going to New York to go to, you know,
Okay.
for like $27, $37. I got some tickets on my,
See, that may be the problem right there. The flight, they're not charging enough money. That could be the problem.
yeah, and
Yep.
so it's one of those things where you know we talk about Spirit and people talk about Spirit, but we gonna get a hurting when they leave, because that's something we used to, jumping on a mix,
Yeah.
like getting us a backpack, staying for 3-4 days and coming on back, and we ain't paid but $100 for round trip tickets. That's gonna be something that's gonna hit us in the pocketbook.
It ain't gonna hit me.
Yeah, well, just for the normal traveler,
Yeah, the normal check.
yeah. And then you think about
And the discount traveler, that's the one that's gonna hit.
the
Yeah.
demographic people that they brought in. These people ain't never traveled before.
You know.
These people they rode the city bus. Now they on the plane going out to Cancun and all these different places that they never would have normally gone. So I think even though they lost money, I think they got a demographic or a socioeconomic group of people that would not have
Yeah, that's
traveled,
Yeah.
and
I
they
think
work
so too.
and they
Well,
work.
they're gonna go to Frontier now.
Yeah, because Frontier,
Yeah.
you walk up to the counter and you can buy a ticket, and you ain't got all that confusion because they sell a ticket all day long. So Frontier's kind of picked up that slack.
Yeah.
Mm. Somebody else will pick it up.
And
Yeah,
And then
Frontier.
what do you all think about this shutdown that could possibly happen tonight? And the delays that we may have. We've got an upcoming trip coming. We may have some delays
I don't
on our
think they're
upcoming
gonna do
trip.
much with that. Just my opinion. I don't think that's gonna be short lived.
yeah, it'll probably be short
Yeah.
lived. Those CEOs and presidents of these airlines, they gonna figure out a way, because the planes gotta fly, and if
Yeah.
it's air traffic controllers or anyone with the FAA
The
or
TSA. It's
yeah,
the TSA, the air traffic controllers, and somebody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
If those groups of people are being impacted, if they union, they may talk to the union, but they always have some backup people always somewhere around taking care of, I don't know if they got temps or subs out there, as they say, they come in and they pick up the slack and, keep it moving. So I don't know.
If they want their job, they're gonna go to work. They gotta go to work regardless.
Yeah.
They're just not gonna get paid. But
That's what they said. After about a week that they may stop going.
Yeah.
After you miss that first check, a
And
couple of weeks after you miss that
I
first
don't think
check.
that's gonna happen.
I don't think
It's gonna be resolved. I think it's gonna be resolved. That's just
Okay.
my opinion. I think it's gonna be resolved.
Yeah, they want their jobs. They don't want to not come to work because of a week of no pay. Because long term, you want to have a job during the holidays, and the holidays are coming up really quickly. So I hope that, understand that this happens. I just hate that this keeps happening to happen with these government shutdowns, and these big business and CEOs are making all this money. And and we continue to, it's going to cost them billions of dollars to shut down. So why would you feel that that's not an option? If you were saving money, I could see, but it's going to cost them to shut down. So why? So
I think it's just a threat, and it's going to be short lived. It's not going to last. If it lasts, it may be a couple of hours. I just don't think it's going to be a major.
Yeah, but
my opinion.
Well, hopefully not.
The difference now is that the Democrats and the Republicans, they are just at each other. And I think that if one has stand down, it can take longer than we think. But who knows?
Yeah.
And that's my concern. This is the difference between any other shutdown, is that the Democrats are like, they want what they want, and if they're not getting it, they just standing down. They're not showing up. If they don't show up, for session, then this could go on for a long time too. So let's just see.
We'll see.
But I gotta tell y'all, I went to the state fair this past weekend.
Oh, did you? Did you ride any rides? So you went to the game?
I just went to the Black Historical.
I heard that it was empty, like hardly nobody was there.
Girl, no, I was there. It was so packed.
I thought there was a lot of people there. There was a concert there.
Huh? It was.
Wasn't there a concert? Didn't Big X, didn't he perform during the game? He gave a free concert, kind of like a free concert.
Who?
The rapper from Dallas, Big X.
Oh, he was
Big X the Plug.
He was in the stands doing a whole concert with the radio station. Oh, it was
okay.
It actually was probably my favorite state fair, because not only were the bands the bomb, the entire was packed all the way around. I mean,
wow.
People put stuff on social media and say, "Oh, wasn't nobody there." It's sad that they do that, and it's really not the truth.
That wasn't the case, because they even had a Southern Soul concert before with Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley was there.
I saw that too. Yeah, I knew my mom would have liked that, because I was going to tell her about she was there.
Because they have a main stage, so the main stage is kind of side of the Cotton Bowl, and then you go to the main stage, and then we went to the game, and it was fun. What made it different was the radio station. They had Dietrich Haddock did the, so they had like choir, and they had it was really, really nice. And then at the end, TLC performed, and she was on that. They were on the.
Okay, that's cool. And we're talking about the State Fair of Texas. If you're not in Texas, we're talking about Texas.
So some history. The State Fair of Texas is the #1 state fair of all in the U.S.
Wow.
And guess who's #2? Minnesota. Minnesota has the #2 best state fair.
Well, I know Shaletta always goes. Shaletta makes me laugh. Is always a sponsor. She's always there in Minnesota.
Yeah, because
and
they base that off of attendance and money raised, and money that they make, and Texas for one, and Minnesota State Fair is #2. So I was and they even announced that they were kind of going through the list of the top state fairs to go through. And it was like, wow. I'm like, it even makes you want to go and travel to those states. And that actually, sparked me to say, hey, maybe I want to go to Minnesota State Fair.
Okay, so you want to go to that state fair. Okay.
Go check it out and see.
Who won the game?
Oh, Prairie won the game like 27.
Okay.
But Grambling Band won the halftime show.
Okay.
People was out there and they partied. So, because they it was the 100th, the centennial anniversary of them playing. So that was the 100th year that they've been there at the Cotton Bowl. So it was, it was pretty exciting, I would have to say. And they were giving away fans, so I got me another fan. I got me another
Okay.
fan. And but it was exciting to see that part. I was like, I'm glad I went, because at first I was like, I'm not gonna go, and and then I decided I'm gonna go ahead and check it out, and it was exciting. It was pretty good. And
That's good.
Bad. I mean, parking was expensive. Not like when we went down to Dos Equis.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard some people saying like parking is like $30-$40.
Wow.
But they encourage you to take the light rail. So you take
the park it, but if you can get a parking spot at where the light rail is located,
but
that may have been packed also.
Oh yeah, but when they were coming off the trains, they was coming off like they was at the subway in New York. It was like I was like, woo. So it's your preference, but enjoyed that part. What did y'all do this weekend? Anything exciting?
This week, I can't think about what I've done anymore. I be like everywhere.
I'm looking forward to this upcoming trip that we've got planned. So that's what I didn't do anything last weekend. But this weekend I'm looking forward to going somewhere. So hopefully
I flew somewhere this weekend. I don't even remember where I was, but I was at home Saturday, and I flew out Sunday. And I went to somewhere in Illinois, somewhere. I've been to several places. I don't even remember anymore. I go too much. I don't remember.
Yeah. But you get to travel. You get to travel every day. We get to travel a couple of times. But I mean, look, we've got to do what we got to do. And, if not, you can always travel around town. If not.
Okay, so I went to Millen, Illinois, and I went to Casper, Wyoming. Okay. So, people be like, Casper, what's over there? Like, don't sleep on these little bitty places, little towns or whatever, because
so you're enjoying the Midwest town.
Yeah, they're interesting. They got some interesting little downtowns, little historic stuff. They're very interesting.
Didn't you go to Indiana? Did you go to Indiana?
Well, that was last week. I went to Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana last week. Yeah.
Okay. And you went to Little Rock. I saw you were in Arkansas.
Yeah, I did. I went to Little Rock.
That's my
sometimes my
hometown.
overnights are quick. Sometimes my overnights are quick. Like I might get there like 8, 9 o'clock, and then I got to get right back up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So they're real quick. So I don't get to go and experience. But yesterday, I got into Casper at like 12 noon, and I was there all day long. So I was like, okay, let me go and see what they got out here. Whatever. So I was able to go and check out
video of Casper. It seems like it'd be a nice little place to visit.
Yeah, it's cool. A lot of mountains,
cowboy boots, and I like.
It's Western. They have a Western museum, and what's so crazy is last week I knew I was going. I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring my cowboy boots and my hat, and I forgot it. I packed and left, and I was like, oh God, I left my Western stuff. I didn't even bring it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so big now. I'm telling you, I even at the state fair, everybody got boots on and a hat.
Yes. And that's why I was gonna bring my stuff. I was like, I'm gonna bring my Western stuff. And I left here Sunday morning and forgot it.
Yeah, I know. And there's just so many things that are crazy going on. So
yeah.
We just have to continue to enjoy that. I'm glad to know that's something new. So take those off the beaten path trips to little towns.
Yeah.
Imagine that's another travel, like Jeanette would say, a travel hack. Start going to the small town. Probably cheaper. The tickets maybe even
probably so. And the planes are packed. We're getting the people there, and they are packed. And I'm like, where y'all going? Why are y'all going here?
Yeah, I still have a few states I still need to go visit. And maybe find me a little small town where they okay with Black people, because I'm not going nowhere there. You can't. So, but I will go out there and venture out if they got a nice spa or whatever. And that's something I think we should also look into when we go to Chicago, because one of our favorite spas here in Dallas is
it's there. King Spa is there. King Spa is there, and Kitchen and Cocktails is there also.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw they just opened a location in
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yep. They're
So
growing.
they're growing, so he kind of started here or maybe in Houston, and he's kind of moving on to different places. So that's good to know. So, but I know this has been wonderful talking about travel with you ladies, and I can't wait to see y'all on our next travel adventure.
I can't wait to either. I'm ready to go. Well, I'm Jeanette.
I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas.
Woohoo!
Tune in next Thursday when the Jet Setting Divas will tell you about another fun destination spot that you'll want to visit. For more on their excursions, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
When I walked across that stage at my high school graduation, I was excited, but confused about my next step. Then I walked through the doors at Doherty Family College. Doherty Family College is part of the University of St. Thomas. It's a 2-year college that lets you earn an associate's degree and puts you on a path to your bachelor's degree. Classes are small, so I have a personal relationship with professors committed to my success. Like the name says, they treat us like family. They call us scholars because they believe we could do anything we put our minds to. They set us up for excellence with free tutoring, and that's not the only thing that's free. Laptops, books, even breakfast and lunch, and bus fare. That's part of the package here at Doherty Family College. It's even free to apply. So do like I did. Go to dfc.stthomas.edu and set up a tour. We'd be excited to welcome you to our family here at Doherty Family College.
Hey, it's Shaletta. I'm here at Xfinity Mobile getting a new phone for my teenager. Great plans, reliable coverage, perfect for our family. Now my teen enjoys fast speeds to stay connected no matter where the day goes. Plus, get an extra line free for a year. Y'all better switch to Xfinity Mobile today.